Hey there. So good to be back in Bend after a fun time away last week. I hope you all are doing well and that you're thinking about intimacy in your life because this stuff matters. Oh my goodness, there's so much happening in the world right now. Lots of us are worried about kind of the state of affairs in the world at large, all sorts of existential problems. So what can you do to keep your life feeling grounded, feeling connected? What better way to do that than to have an amazing, intimate relationship with your partner, right? This is the most connected to ourselves, the most connected to aliveness that we can ever feel if it's going well. Now, if it's not going well, it's actually can be kind of disastrous for your life. So we don't want that. We don't want bad sex. We want amazing, connected, heart open, wonderful sex. That's what I hope you'll have in your life. So lots of people talk to me about scheduling sex because they notice that sex never manages to make it on the real calendar. It's kind of on that vague to-do list that we carry around, like we should have more sex. Lots of us say that, but we never really get around to having sex. And what can you do? So sometimes people talk about scheduling sex. They're, you should put sex on the calendar like you put everything else on the calendar, dog groom, I don't know, take the dog to the dog park, call your mom, whatever it is. I don't know. Do you call your mom on your to-do list? I don't know. But the things that you put on your to-do list, those things get checked off, right? So we sometimes think, oh, we should schedule sex. And there's a lot of resistance to that. But I want to present you with an idea about how you can have invitation type sex, kind of a sex reservation, if you will, that will still feel sexy and alive, and then add in some casual, more spontaneous sex along the way. So what does that look like? So here in Bend, Oregon, where I live, there is an amazing restaurant called Ariana's. And if you want to go to Ariana's, you need to make a reservation in advance. You also have to be, ready to have like the 5-course pairing menu and all sorts of other things. But if you want to get a table there, even in the outside area or any of the tables, the beautiful tables by the fireplace or whatever, you need to make a reservation. Now, when you make a reservation, you start to get ready for this. You start to plan. You're thinking about a babysitter. You're thinking about something for the pets. And this is why an evening at Ariana's becomes special for you, because you have put time and energy into showing up for yourself and for your partner or your date for that evening. And your sex can look like that. It can be that type of kind of special occasion sex that you plan for, that you get ready for. Maybe you think about a few things, and we'll talk about that later, about like how can you prepare your whole week for sex that you might have on a weekend, for example. So you're going to set up a time and a space and an agreement with your partner that we are going to take time to drop into a beautiful sexual experience together this Saturday afternoon, sometime, or this Saturday evening, kind of like a date night, but without kind of the mundane nature of what happens in a lot of date nights. That's called reservation sex, special occasion sex. And I do recommend that you schedule some opportunities like that when you can have a beautiful time together. Now, the other kind of eating experience that you might have would be going to a food cart. So we have all sorts of food carts around here. Let's say you like to go to like Maria's Dogs and Brats, or Dogs and Burgers, I think she calls it, over by where I live. So there's this amazing food cart, and Maria makes fabulous hamburgers. And if you get the spicy one, it's even better. You can go there anytime and get that from her. That would be more like some kind of a quickie thing that you have with your partner, spontaneous, fun, still delicious, but you don't have to put a lot of time and energy into it. If you happen to not make it that night, it won't be the end of the world. It's not like you're counting on it. So in a week, maybe if you want to have sex twice in a week, or let's say on a monthly basis, you want to have 6 sexual experiences with your partner, you'd have maybe a couple of those would be special occasion, invitation, reservation experiences for the two of you that you plan. And then maybe 4 more would be more food cart kind of things, where you just kind of jump into bed together. Maybe it'd be a quickie, maybe it'd be something longer, but it'd be more spontaneous, like kind of like you'd say, hey, you want to go grab food? It'd be like, hey, you want to go have sex? You want to go make love? You want to go play around? Whatever it is that you say in your relationship. So number one, think about some times when you want to have more kind of grounded, bigger experiences, more of this kind of special occasion sex, and then, add in some food cart kinds of sex. But the key to any of these is not having pressure. So you maybe have the hope that it's going to be fantastic, erotic, sexy, sensual, fun sex that you have with your partner. And it doesn't necessarily go that way. Maybe your partner gets her period, or maybe there's something that happens between you in a different way. You get into some kind of a conflict, or something happens with your mom or the dog or work. So leave the expectations out of it and just allow for the openness, the possibilities that these either special occasion sexual experiences or, food carty kind of things will happen for you. And I think that you're going to find that your sex menu is extremely enjoyable. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.